Warren Buffett is retiring. Just a few days ago, at the annual Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting, one of the biggest and most anticipated events in the investing world, Warren Buffett made a major announcement. He said that he plans to retire by the end of this year. That means this year's shareholders meeting was, in a very real sense, the final curtain call for the Buffett era. Now, if you've ever followed Buffett or watched him in these meetings, you know he's famous for his marathon Q&A sessions. True to form, he spent nearly 4 hours answering every question thrown at him, discussing all kinds of topics from the stock market to philanthropy. But what struck me most wasn't his complicated investment strategies or financial jargon. It was something far simpler, yet deeply profound, the life philosophy he shared, plain and honest, about what really matters in life. If you find this video or article valuable, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Your support means a lot. The best investment in life: people, purpose, and positivity. According to Buffett, the best investment you can make in life isn't in your bank account or stock portfolio. It's not even about how much money you accumulate. Instead, the greatest investment is in yourself by finding like-minded friends, loving what you do, and maintaining a positive attitude. If you have those 3 things, Buffett says, you're already far ahead of many people when it comes to true happiness and fulfillment. Step 1. Choose the right friends. Buffett has often said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. He believes in surrounding yourself with smart, insightful people you can learn from. For him, investing in friendships is more important than chasing the next hot stock or investment scheme. Take Buffett himself as an example. When he was young, he met Charlie Munger. They weren't just friends. They became business partners, collaborators, and lifelong allies. They shared similar interests, values, and a mentor-like relationship that pushed each other to be better. Together, they built Berkshire Hathaway into the investment powerhouse it is today. People often say your personal level of success is heavily influenced by those around you. If you spend time with curious, broad-minded, and motivated individuals, your own perspective naturally expands. You see things in new ways. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with negative, defeatist, or narrow-minded people, their pessimism can slowly drag you down. You might find yourself stuck in a rut, becoming more closed off and rigid over time. So the kind of friends you choose plays a huge role in shaping who you become. This means it's worth putting in the effort to read great books, seek out inspiring people, and get out of your comfort zone to meet those who are more accomplished or wiser than you. It's a powerful way to invest in your own growth. Step 2. Find work you love. Buffett also emphasizes how crucial it is to find a job or career that you truly love, especially when you're young. If you're passionate about what you do, you'll give it your all, fully immersing yourself. Don't get too caught up worrying about the starting salary or how flashy the job looks on paper. In Buffett's view, your job is the best investment a young person can make. If you pick the wrong career, you might spend decades feeling unfulfilled or stuck, never really reaching your potential or unlocking future opportunities. The right criteria for choosing work aren't about salary or prestige. Instead, it boils down to whether you genuinely enjoy the work itself. Nowadays, you hear a lot of people joking about being cogs in the machine or workhorses stuck in jobs they hate. They complain about coworkers, dread their bosses, and treat going to work like walking to the gallows. Unfortunately, this means a large chunk of their lives, sometimes a third or more, is wasted on misery. At the heart of this problem is that many simply haven't yet found work they love. Even at over 90 years old, Buffett himself still sees work as a joy, not a burden. He has said, "Work makes me happy, retirement would bore me." For him, work isn't just a way to make money. It's a passion, a source of perspective, and a key part of his purpose and value in life. That's why he spends so much time every day working. The benefits go beyond income. Work gives him endless satisfaction and happiness. It's like what author and life coach John Maxwell once said, "Your life is more valuable than money, and when you join a company or take a job, you're actually investing your life, your time, and energy into something." This kind of investment requires far more careful thought than just where you put your money. Every choice you make about your career shapes your life's direction. So pick a job you really love, throw yourself into it, keep growing, and keep creating value. That's how you invest in your future. Step 3. Choose the right partner. Buffett has said something that many people might find surprising. The most important decision you make in life is who you marry, not any investment you make. In his opinion, choosing the wrong partner can cost you far more than money. It can rob you of your potential, your happiness, and your future. Having a strong partner, especially a spouse, often means having a solid foundation. It's someone who supports you, encourages you, and helps you go further in your career and your life. Buffett's late wife, Susan, was exactly that for him. He has called her his source of strength. When he was tired or uncertain, she quietly supported him behind the scenes. Even though their relationship had its ups and downs, and eventually they lived apart, Susan continued to protect and nurture the family in her own way. Family is ultimately your safe harbor in life. A loving partner makes that harbor warm and peaceful. I was reminded of this recently while reading a book called The Logic of Life by author Michael Lewis. He shared a story about a startup entrepreneur who said if his wife had constantly nagged him about his risks or failures when he first launched his business, he might have given up early. But because she stayed supportive and optimistic, they faced the hard times together without blame or frustration. That shift in mindset, fueled by her understanding, was critical to their eventual success. Buffett himself has emphasized that marriage and family are the biggest investments you can make in life. Nothing else comes close. Choosing the right partner and nurturing that relationship is what brings true happiness. It's the most valuable asset you can have. Step 4. Keep a healthy mindset. At a public conference, someone once asked Buffett how he deals with the inevitable low points in life. His answer was simple but powerful. Bad things will happen. But you have to focus more on the good things. Looking back over many decades, Buffett says he's never really experienced anything truly terrible. Or rather, he chooses to focus on the positive aspects of life, even in tough times. He says as long as your mindset stays strong, there's always a way to solve problems. Good things will come when you least expect them. Throughout his life, Buffett has faced plenty of setbacks, investment mistakes, market crashes, and public criticism. Yet he remains optimistic. Even as he gets older, now 94, he still says, I can enjoy a Coke whenever I want. That's a wonderful thing. That kind of positive attitude is what helps him overcome challenge after challenge. Entrepreneur and author Tim Ferriss once shared a similar thought. At a college recruitment event, students asked him how to handle failure. He said there's no such thing as failure, only problems waiting to be solved. He stressed that the real problem isn't failure itself, but when we turn challenges into self-destructive emotions. True low points come from inside, from negative thoughts and emotions. All setbacks are really just tests that make you stronger. Every tough problem you overcome becomes a part of your growth. Keep your inner light shining, and life won't be darkened by clouds. Step 5. Stay curious and keep learning. Once, someone asked Buffett how he manages to keep his mind so sharp at 94 years old. His answer was simple: curiosity. He said staying curious keeps you hungry for new knowledge, prevents your brain from stiffening, and keeps your thinking fresh. We have to learn to invest in our brains, feeding them new information constantly, or else we fall behind in a rapidly changing world. Many people are amazed at how Buffett consistently nails trends and market shifts. But the secret is that he spends 4 to 5 hours every day reading. He calls reading the most profitable investment in the world. Even with his busy schedule, Buffett always carves out time to read. Day after day. This habit has helped him make smart choices in his career and life. Writer Malcolm Gladwell once said, every book you read is like a conversation with an expert. The more you read, the more wisdom you accumulate, and the better you become at solving problems. Elon Musk, after becoming the world's richest man, gave a talk at Stanford University. When asked about his secret to success, Musk's answer was also straightforward: I read a lot of books. Reading truly is the key to changing your destiny. When you quiet your mind and dive into books, you equip yourself with the tools to master your life. When you turn those pages, You're opening the door to a new chapter in your own story. Final thoughts. Buffett is 94 years old now, and he has been investing for 70 years. During the 60 years he led Berkshire Hathaway, the company's annualized returns averaged nearly 20%, an incredible feat. But in his final speeches, Buffett isn't telling people to chase market returns. Instead, he's sharing a deeper truth. The best investment in life is investing in yourself. That means investing in your brain through lifelong learning, maintaining a healthy and positive mindset, and carefully choosing the friends and partners you journey through life with. These simple, everyday choices form the foundation of a truly rich and happy life. After all, no matter where life takes you, your home, the place where you can rest, recharge, and be your true self, is the ultimate destination. If you found this reflection helpful, feel free to subscribe, like, and share with anyone who might appreciate these insights. Here's to making the best investments in your life. How to protect your family's wealth and stability over the next few years. A few years ago, someone asked a well-known financial blogger, "What's the best way to make money in the coming years? How can I invest smartly so my assets actually grow?" The blogger's answer was surprisingly simple yet incredibly practical. Protect your home. What does that mean exactly? It means focusing on safeguarding what's most important, your family's income and financial stability, instead of chasing quick riches or risky investments. You see, the era of easy money and overnight success is over. The economic landscape has become fiercely competitive across almost every industry. Those get-rich-quick schemes or lottery ticket investments, they're no longer reliable, if they ever really were. In the next few years, we're going to have to be much more cautious. The phrase "protect your home" isn't just about the physical house you live in. It's about protecting your family's financial foundation, the stable income and resources that keep everyone safe and secure. Why protecting your family income is the most important step. Take a moment and think about this. Financial experts like Jessica Carter, a respected economic analyst in the U.S., have warned that in today's economic climate, up to 90% of middle-class families are at risk of seeing their wealth shrink significantly. It's not just a matter of market fluctuations. Many families are unknowingly falling into spending traps that accelerate their slide into financial instability or even poverty. In the last few years, working harder and earning more money hasn't been the whole answer. Instead, increasing your financial literacy, understanding how money works, how to budget, how to save, has become more important than ever. The reality is, the next 3 years will demand every family to hold onto their income tightly as if it were their lifeline. Let's put this into perspective with some everyday examples that might sound familiar to you. Taking an Uber or Lyft ride that costs $30 might actually equal a whole week's worth of public transportation expenses if you use buses or trains instead. Spending money on just 2 fancy coffees could buy an entire case of milk at the grocery store. Eating out at a restaurant or going for a hot pot dinner with friends might cost as much as purchasing a week's worth of fresh fruits and vegetables. Have you ever stopped to think about why it's so hard to save money? More often than not, it's because we don't have a clear understanding of money, how valuable each dollar is, and how easily small expenses add up. Starting today, you need to develop a real sense of money. Become rational about spending. Cut out all unnecessary expenses. Resist buying things just for show or to keep up appearances on social media. Say no to meaningless social events or expensive outings that don't bring genuine joy. Avoid buying things beyond your means. Refuse to jump on every trendy bandwagon. In short, ditch the bad money habits that slowly but surely drain your wallet. Focus on buying only what has true practical value. Develop a habit of saving. I strongly agree with author and personal finance coach Emily Lawson, who once said, "Money is constantly losing value over time. If you put $100 in the bank this year, by next year it might only buy you $95 worth of stuff. But if you spend that $100 now, next year you won't have any buying power at all." Saving money is the first step toward building real wealth. Having some savings gives you confidence. It's your safety net, your backup plan. For average families, saving is about building peace of mind. When you know there's money in your bank account, you feel secure. You're better able to protect the steady happy life you want for yourself and your loved ones. Be cautious about risky investments and entrepreneurship. Now, think about your circle of friends or colleagues. How many of them jumped into starting a business without proper planning or invested in the latest hot stocks or cryptocurrencies just because everyone else was doing it? Many have ended up with nothing to show for it. Honestly, for most working class people, starting a business or diving into speculative investments without experience is almost like gambling. Looking ahead, the economy is still uncertain. Risks in both investing and entrepreneurship will probably increase. This isn't the time to make bold, risky moves. Avoid unnecessary hustle and bustle. Don't borrow money to invest or make major changes to your asset allocation. Instead, focus on stability. That is the real key to maintaining family happiness and financial security. Don't overinvest in education costs. Recently, a viral article circulated among parents on social media titled something like, "Why a $3,000 monthly salary can't cover your child's summer expenses." It told the story of a marketing executive mom earning about $3,000 a month who spent $3,500 during just one summer on camps, tutoring, extracurricular activities, and more. What does this tell us? Many families are spending far too much money on their kids' education and enrichment programs, trying to give them the best. But in recent years, the cost benefit of this type of spending has been declining. In some cases, kids who were overinvested in financially end up working entry-level jobs, earning barely enough to cover rent. The best approach is to keep a balanced mindset. Don't overdo the spending on education or extracurriculars. What matters most is raising a healthy, happy child, emotionally, mentally, and physically. That is the greatest blessing any family can hope for. How to keep your family stable. You're likely in what some call the sandwich generation, supporting aging parents while raising kids and still taking care of yourself, all while feeling like you're on a downhill slope personally. This kind of lifestyle is incredibly stressful. It's like being caught between two heavy weights, and the last thing you want is for your life to spiral out of control. One illness, one accident, or one unexpected job loss can topple a family's stability. But here's the truth. It's not fate or bad luck that ruins families. More often, it's a lack of preparation. If you continue to make reckless decisions without accounting for risks, you will have to suffer the pain of loss. So, in the next 3 years, protecting your family's stability means focusing on 4 key areas. 1. Prioritize health. There was a story recently about a famous professor at a major U.S. university who spent more than 3 years as a full-time caregiver for his elderly parents, changing diapers, cleaning up, cooking meals, doing laundry. He essentially gave up his own life to care for them. Many of us will face similar challenges at some point. That's why family health must be your top priority. Keeping everyone as healthy as possible creates a strong foundation for the family. Regular medical checkups, preventive care, eating nutritious meals, getting enough sleep, and not overworking your body. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities for protecting yourself and those you love. 2. Protect your job. Have you noticed how much harder it is to find a new job these days? In the past, you could leave a job and find another quickly, but now it might take 6 months or more. With rapid advances in AI and other emerging technologies, job competition is only getting tougher. That's why I recommend don't quit your job lightly. If your work is stressful or difficult, try to improve your skills. Invest in yourself to build a moat around your career that makes you indispensable. 3. Maintain a steady daily rhythm. Psychologist Dr. Laura James talks about creating safe spaces in uncertain times. She explains that by completing small daily tasks and establishing routines, we can bring certainty into our lives. In other words, building small healthy habits like reading, exercising, and saving money regularly can help stabilize your mindset and lifestyle. Avoid procrastination and ditch habits that disrupt your life's order. 4. Optimize your family's assets. Financial institutions around the world have studied hundreds of thousands of families who consistently grow wealth steadily. They have identified a family asset quadrant system, a way of diversifying your money like positions on a soccer field. Imagine, forwards are your high return but higher risk assets. Midfielders are your moderate risk investments. Defenders are your conservative, steady income assets. And goalkeeper is your emergency fund or cash reserves. Life will have its storms, and managing your family's money like a well-coached team gives you the best chance to face those storms confidently. How to keep your family happy. I once read that life is about being part of a family, and managing a family is managing your life. Only when your family as a whole is thriving can you truly feel settled and happy. Nothing beats investing in your family. It's the greatest source of spiritual wealth you will ever have. Every worry, every stress can be eased when you're surrounded by love. Every ounce of energy can be replenished by family support. If you've lived a good part of your life, you'll realize this. How much heart you put into your family shapes the quality of life for everyone. So in the next 3 years, treat your family like your most valuable investment. Before you even walk in the door, manage your expression. Have you noticed that when you come home smiling, the whole house feels lighter? But if you come home upset or angry, the atmosphere becomes tense and gloomy? From today on, don't bring negative emotions home. You can share your struggles with family, but avoid losing your temper or constantly complaining. When problems arise, communicate calmly and work together. When everyone's on the same page, challenges become much easier to overcome. Celebrate life's little moments. Why do we need rituals? Psychologist Dr. Ann Michaels says in her book New Songs for Old Stories that in chaotic times, rituals are our emotional anchors. They help us handle life's difficulties, awaken joy, and become sources of strength. Rituals don't need to be grand. It could be bringing flowers home, buying new clothes, baking a cake, planning a family trip, or taking a family photo. Life may be tough, but rituals add sweetness to the daily grind. Avoid wasting family energy on trivial conflicts. Why do some families always seem stuck in negative cycles? Because family members get caught up in constant bickering over small things. A bag of trash not taken out, toothpaste left uncapped, a careless word or gesture. Sometimes these small things spark arguments, sometimes they cause lasting damage. Family therapist Virginia Satter said families should be places full of care and understanding, safe havens where people recharge. Create warm, positive atmospheres. Stop criticizing each other constantly. Appreciate each other's good qualities. Don't blame, don't sweat the small stuff, and handle big problems by talking it out. In an interview, entrepreneur Mark Reynolds mentioned many of his peers had family troubles that eventually hurt their businesses. Others made money but had miserable marriages and unhappy lives. Eventually, you realize this. Your family is the foundation of your life. It's your last refuge in this world. Protect your family, and you protect everything that matters. That's all for today's sharing. I hope this brings some insights to your life. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so more people can benefit. Thanks for your support. I look forward to connecting again soon.